Hey, this is Al McGee with your entertainment ticket at www.yeticket.com. Well, the film I'm going to talk about right now is called Breathe. Now, this is directed by Andy Serkis. Who is he? Well, remember, Lord of the Rings, Planet for the Battle of the Apes, that guy, he plays Caesar, and, he's famous for that. So this is his first film that he directed. Now, this film is based on a true story, based on the parents of his best friend, and this guy is a producer, Jonathan Cavendish. And, well, I can see that conversation now. Hey, man, I know a lot about your parents. Let me shoot a film about them. Man, Jonathan probably said, yeah, I'll put money in it myself. Okay. Thing is, Jonathan's father was paralyzed from the neck down from polio. He got it in 1959, according to the film that I saw. And Andrew Garfield is playing Robin Cavendish, and Clara Foy is playing Diana Cavendish. Those are his parents, Robin and Diana. Well, you don't get to know a lot about them in the beginning, like how their relationship developed, and a little bit more about them or their family, because in the first part of the movie, that goes quickly. Next thing you know, they're getting married. Next thing you know, they're in Africa. Next thing you know, he catches polio. Now, here's the type of polio that gets into your lungs, and you can't walk anything. You paralyzed from the neck on down, basically, and you have to live in a tube to help you to breathe to continue living. Well, he developed this in 1959 in Africa, and the doctors and everyone told him, well, he's going to live for a few months, and he had irreversible paralysis. Well, at first he couldn't speak, he could barely move his eyes. He's put on the respirator at the hospital. And like I said, he was told he was going to die. He gets depressed. He doesn't want to live on. And his wife is pregnant at the time with their first child, an only child. But she convinced him, Robin convinced him, hey, keep living. We're going to have a good life. She convinced him to say, hey, okay, I will. They do that. And they told the doctor, then, well, look, I want to go home to live, because at that time, many of those type of patients usually stayed in the hospital in a respirator where they had 24-hour care because they really needed it. But the doctor, he did not want them to do that, but he did. So as the film goes on, it shows that, well, Robin, well, he wanted to explore more. He wanted to get out of the house. So they developed a respirator and put it on a wheelchair, and he was able to travel outside of the home. And then it shows how they developed this type of respirator for those type of people with that type of illness, where they can get out of the house and they can survive outside of the tube. And that's what really the whole film is about them developing this apparatus so people who lived in that tube can get out of the house. Well, the problem that I had with this film was this. This was not really 3D filmmaking. The characters did not feel real to me. And in the beginning, you really did not get to know their relationship too. It just went by so fast. And really, this is not a real honest film. Here's an example of that. They took a trip to Spain. Now, here's this guy. He's on a respirator. They took a trip to Spain, in the car with the chair and everything like that, where the chair stops working. And they need a repair, so they stop someone on the side of the road in Spain, not at someone's house, but on the side of the road. They meet someone to ask them to call the guy who can repair it, to come from England to repair the chair and other things. But the film shows people celebrating and having a good time, partying and music, while they're waiting on the guy to repair the chair. Well, this is the part I feel that's not honest. How did she clean him up? How did she feed him? And also, how did she take care of her son? Her son was with them too at that time. They didn't show any of that. It just seemed like it was a big party. The guy came, fixed it, and they're on their way. I know a lot about handicapped people. I know a lot about polio victims. I know a whole lot about that. I have a lot of experience in that in my own life. That's why I feel this film was not very honest about what really went on in their life. It's just really a glossy version of their relationship and their lives. And also, we really did not get into Robin's life and Diana's life. For example, why did Diana stay? Why did she work so hard? Yes, we know love and things like that, but who was she really? We really didn't get to learn that. And why did she stay and why did she work so hard to keep her husband alive? She denied herself a whole lot. In fact, Robin told Diana, you can take a love if you want to, because he can do nothing for her, nothing at all. And the problem also with this film I had is the acting was not fresh, and I really couldn't emphasize with the characters at all. And then the treatment, that he was getting, they rushed over that and really didn't show a lot of that either. This is his first film that he directed, Andy Serkis did, but, with Andrew Garfield as an actor and things like that, I don't understand why they rush and put this out. I'm only going to give this 2 palm trees. I'm going to make this an average film for me. And wasn't, I couldn't really feel for them at all, because maybe I just knew too much of what they wanted to talk about. Hey, I'm Al McGee with Your Entertainment Ticket at www.yeticket.com. Thanks for watching me. I really appreciate it.